settled that.
We take offense to these lectures. We're in
No,
a court of
let's
law
leave the
before the
lecture.
Supreme Court.
Let's leave
We
the
are not at
lecture.
the
We
university.
settled that. Please, senior counsel, are you the one taking the floor? Okay. Oh, it's Mr. Issa. Please take the floor.
The Honorable, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Deputy Chief Justice, and the Honorable members of this court. My name is Jotham Arwa. I'm here to answer a specific question that was addressed to me by the Honorable Justice Lenaola. He had asked a question on behalf of the 4 commissioners. What were they doing at Bomas? We saw them reading some results. Was their walkout an afterthought? That's the question I will be answering, and after that I will cede the floor to my colleague Apple Lomboya, and thereafter Issa Mansour. Madam Chief Justice, the 4 commissioners have explained and clarified in their affidavits that they joined the commission in September last year. They soon found themselves having to operate in an environment in which all decisions were being made by the chair, who was operating apparently on the basis of a settled, firm, but fallacious conviction that all the executive authority of the commission reside in the chair. That heretical position was espoused in this court by none other than my teacher, Professor Gidu Migai. But my teacher, however, forgot to explain to this court the particulars of the law which vests executive authority on the chairman, but does not do so on the commissioners. Madam Chief Justice, the 4 commissioners have explained that as early as April this year, there were already protests, verbal protests being exchanged as between them and the chairman. And they have annexed a series of correspondences to that effect, which are annexed to the affidavit of Juliana Cherera, but I would leave that to be taken up by Cherera's lawyer, Mr. Apple Lomboya. Now, when they reached Bomas, they were assigned menial responsibilities, as this court has been told. Once again, there were protests, but the commissioners took the firm view that it would be responsible for them to let their infightings be made public for fear of eroding public confidence in IEBC during an election year. And it is for that reason that they chose to handle their differences diplomatically. Madam Chief Justice, these matters are contained in the affidavits. They have further clarified that although they were willing to tolerate corporate governance infractions with equanimity, they were not ready to do that with regards to serious constitutional violations. There is no doubt that they were not involved in the tallying or verification of results at Bomas. The only thing that they would do is that they would be given results sporadically at the absolute discretion of the chairman to read, which they did, sometimes with embarrassing consequences, as were explained by Paul Mwangi in the morning. But they could not stand it any longer, Madam Chief Justice, when they were now being asked to sanction results, and they were not being asked, given information that they needed before they could sanction such results. The 4 commissioners were quite clear that they had a role to play. And they were quite clear that the results would not be delivered unless and until the winner is proved to have received more than 50 plus 1%. 50% plus 1 of the votes. All they were asking for, Madam Chief Justice, was information that could satisfy them that such constitutional provisions had been complied with. But that was not forthcoming. Instead, their request was construed as an attempt to moderate the results, and that is what they could not stand. Madam Chief Justice and honorable members, at this point, allow me to call Apple Lumboya to come and explain exactly what kind of exchanges ensued earlier on between the 4 commissioners and the chairman. Thank you very much.
Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice and members of the court, the question that was asked, so that we are not accused of rehearsing a new case, the question that the court asked is that please show us that there were problems that was brewing. That's the question that the Honorable Judge, Justice Lenaola, and the Deputy Chief Justice asked.